listeners, and welcome to Spooky Time with Mike and Mindy.
Hi.
We're switching it up, and Mike is going to be leading this one.
I am. So let me take it away.
Yeah, go ahead.
Role reversal. Look out, guys. So this time around, we are going to be doing an installment in our Halloween Horror Nights prep.
Yes.
So this is us watching one of those movies that are going to be in one of the houses, and the movie is The Wolfman.
Yes.
The original black and white Universal movie. Monster movie. Monster movie?
Yeah, it's a monster movie. Definitely. I would say it's a monster movie, and this would classify as a spooky movie.
Yes. One thing you can't see... Well, obviously, over voice, you can't see the look I just got, so I got a look.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, this is more of a lead up to Halloween Horror Nights, and probably the first movie that we're watching for prep for this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we decided we weren't going to do prep until after we came back from Orlando and from Boca. So we waited.
Could dedicate it.
Yeah, well, and just because we figured we shouldn't really dive into Halloween too much until June.
Until June,
until
she says.
June.
And it is less than 100 days until Halloween Horror Nights opens, even though we won't be there until the end of October when it ends, but it does start soon. Yeah,
but we have more time than the average person that's going to be going earlier. So
we do. Mm-hmm. But that being said, so this episode is going to be us reviewing The Wolfman. Mm-hmm. So we'll start off how we do with our...
I haven't seen this movie yet. I just wanted to point that out really quick. So we're doing the first half like we normally do a movie review, and then we're going to go watch it and then come back because I have never seen this movie from 1941, so no spoilers, Mike. I literally don't know what happens.
Yeah. And for those that have seen it, in the car ride home today, I just said, when the moon is full and the wolf's bane blooms, and she's like, don't spoil it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you need to hear that phrase a million times by, the end of this movie, but
and then I was
maybe we won't, though.
But then I was like, by you or in the movie? Yes. Or are you just going to keep quoting the movie?
Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe it's not so much in this movie, and it's all in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. But anyway,
I see.
It's fine. But yes, as you had laid out, we are going to kind of give first impressions, thoughts now, and then watch it, and then do a recap then pretty much after. All right. So as you had said, released in 1941. It's an hour and 10 minutes long, and so with that basic description there, Mindy. What are your impressions?
So the really short description on IMDb says, a practical man returns to his homeland, is attacked by a creature of folklore, and infected with a horrific disease his disciplined mind tells him cannot possibly exist. So I also watched the trailer that's available on IMDb. I'm really excited for this movie. It looks super fun. It looks like it's a love story, and I love it. And I love classic black and white movies, and it's only an hour and 10 minutes, so I feel like I'll be able to stay awake for the whole thing. I didn't stay awake for all of Dracula, so we need to rewatch that one.
We do.
So I feel like this is one that is going to catch my attention, and I'm really excited about it. And I saw that Bela Lugosi's in it, too.
He is.
So that's pretty cool. And there's this creepy old lady or something. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but I don't know. I'm excited. It looks fun and spooky.
Yeah, drive that point home.
Yes.
One thing I will note, a fun fact which I mentioned prior to the recording that Mindy was like, oh, you should say that. Mm-hmm. Which is that the Wolfman, the star, is Lon Chaney Jr. Mm-hmm. His father, Lon Chaney, also starred in a Universal monster movie, which was The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think it was a silent film, 1923.
Uh-huh.
So that was Lon Chaney, his father. So Lon Chaney Jr. starring in this Universal monster movie as the Wolfman, and I think a few others, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
But definitely in this one.
Yeah.
And then the sequel.
Very cool.
Yeah. So fun fact there. Yeah. Otherwise, so I can't really give like first impressions because
Seen it.
I've seen them all.
No
so,
spoilers until later.
Yeah, it's fine. So I think pretty much what I go off of is my memory, which is just watching these Universal movies with my dad a bunch. Like,
Yeah, this is your history with the movie.
right? Yeah, well, because I don't have a first impression to give, so just kind of with me, I've always just been around these movies. Like growing up, I've always just watched them. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably like TNT Monster Vision or sci-fi marathons or...
He's rubbing his head right now trying to remember.
Trying to remember, like the Halloween marathons where they'd show like 100 scary movies and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
It's fine, yep. So pretty much just, I think we had a couple of the original black and white ones on tape, but I can't remember which specifically right now. But yeah, definitely have watched these all a couple times, but also like 20, 25 years ago at this point. So I'm like,
yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, we're going to watch this one
it's
on
going to be fun to
too. So.
Yes, Blu-ray quality, so...
Yeah, it says it's 1080p, but we'll see.
It will be broadcast in 1080p,
Yeah.
but we can confirm beyond a reasonable doubt that it was not recorded in 1080p.
Right.
So... but it'll be interesting for me to kind of rewatch it now and,
Yeah, I wonder if I'm going to like it just as much as you. I know that you're more of a werewolf versus Frankenstein, or werewolf meets the Frankenstein.
The Wolfman.
Okay.
It's the best one. Okay, right? Best one. Everybody listening, right?
I don't know.
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, best one.
I don't know.
Definitive statement
I'll
made.
have to watch it.
Well, we're going to rewatch them all. We can decide.
Yeah.
But that's my impression.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go watch The Wolfman.
Let's go do it.
Yeah.
All right. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfsbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.
Hi guys, and welcome back from us, like watching the movie on our couch.
Yay!
Also, Mike fell asleep a little.
A bit at the end.
I just wanted to tell people now to give a full, honest review. Mike definitely passed out in this 1 hour and 10-minute movie.
After a long week of work.
Yeah, being an adult.
I was fine being on the couch, and then what did me in was Binks.
Yeah, Binks.
Our black cat named Binks,
Yeah.
Snuggled with me, and then, that always does me in. So.
Yeah, which the cats did not like the dog and wolf noises happening in the movie.
They didn't. Yoshi was like running around. He was concerned.
Yeah, he always gets kind of crazy, but like he got really crazy and was like looking around for something.
He was trying to find it.
Yeah. There was nothing to be found.
There's nothing to find.
Yeah.
But he looked.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're leading the
Mindy,
discussion.
What are your thoughts? Watching it now.
Wolf.
Oh.
Yikes. It was so cringy because of just like this awkward relationship. The way the trailer made it seem was that there was like a love story and some peril and like that it was like both ways. But it definitely was just like this guy had a telescope and spotted this chick, like he's in his estate, like mansion, which the house was awesome. I love like all this old stuff. And
technically it was a castle.
Okay, whatever. He's in his castle, and he's got this fancy new telescope, and he's like scoping out the town, and he stops and looks in this chick's window and decides, you know what? I'm gonna go visit that lady, and goes to her store. And he's like, do you got any cool earrings? And then she's like, oh, these are the ones we have. And then he's just like, no, I want ones that are like this. And she's like, oh, we don't have any like that right now. And he's like, you have some in your bedroom on your dresser. It's like, what? And that just happened for the first half of the movie of the building of this relationship. And it was just so awkward. And he forces a kiss on her, but then she just is okay-ish with it. The rest of the time, she just kind of gives up. I mean, I guess this movie is from the 40s, so, like, things are different than in movie world.
You're also forgetting a very key component to this, which is that she's engaged.
Oh, yeah, she's also engaged. And I was just like, stick with the guy who's cuter, has a dog, and isn't a werewolf.
That would be her fiance.
That would be her fiance, who had the cutest dog and wasn't a werewolf. Like, if these are your goals.
Minor details.
Yeah. Oh my God. I liked the movie, but it is old. It is very obvious that, like, it did not age well for, like,
sure,
like now, you know, because you do not treat people like that.
No.
So.
Generally not.
Yeah. Well, also, this guy is, like, blamed for murder, right? And he is blamed for killing this gypsy with this cane. But he just gets the cane back after this murder, and he just walks around with it all the time.
Which, if you think about it, is pretty messed up. Like, if this is the dude that apparently murdered a guy, and he just is carrying around his murder weapon.
But rich white guy living in a castle, pretty much owning the town. I guess nobody cares. Here's your murder weapon back. Go enjoy the gypsy festival where they're celebrating the life of the gypsy you killed.
That you murdered.
And then you go there with your cane. Like, what is happening? Nothing really made sense, but it all made sense at the same time because it's an old movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Right, yeah. In today's standards, it didn't make much sense, but given the time period and, we'll say, the certain privileges afforded to white men with lots of money, definitely not the case nowadays.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, I know, but yes, you're right. It was very brazen about it.
Yeah. One other thing I did really like one part where they were suggesting that werewolves don't exist. So he was talking to, like, his psychiatrist and his dad and whatever, and they're just like, werewolves don't exist, but there can be different existences within a man's mind. And I just thought that was really fascinating. Like an interesting way to approach the subject for something that doesn't seem real. I don't know. I liked that.
Well, there was definitely a type of old way of thinking, new way of thinking. That dynamic was, I think, present a few times. So, the main character, his father was a scientist. And so he's like, well, let's think of this logically. What's the rational explanation to this? And werewolves, well, what could that mean? And then the other thing too was the gypsies are trying to, like, the gypsies were the mother of the dead gypsy that he killed,
who was Bela Lugosi. He died within, like, the first 5 minutes.
Yes, Bela Lugosi, aka Dracula.
Yeah,
just gets beat to death with this cane.
Yep. Because he was the original werewolf.
Which, interestingly enough, he was a dog, not a dog-man hybrid.
I think that there's a transition of you're still partial man versus, like, there's this... It sounded like the woman was saying that there is a struggle within the body of yourself becoming the good bad that they kept talking about.
Okay.
And so I think there was a transition period, so he would eventually become just a
full
dog when he transforms.
When he transforms. Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Or maybe it's just a, bad movie.
Or you sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
No, but what I was alluding to, go back to the earlier point, was that the gypsy's mother, she was talking to the priest because she's like, we have to take care of things our old way, and the priest was like, oh, superstition, blah blah blah, and so it was an interesting dynamic. The culture of the old superstitious ways versus the new logical scientific ways. And, I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely... I'm glad that I watched it. And I didn't not like it. It's an old movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do you think about it now that you've watched it as an adult versus when you watched it as a child with your dad?
Well, I mean, obviously, now as I watch it, what's the phrase that I had from 16 Candles? Problematic!
Oh, yeah.
When he's just like, coming under so strong, and he's like, well, I'm watching you from your bedroom. I'm like, problematic, run!
Yeah, there was a whole conversation piece where they were also talking about if she should close her curtains or not at night.
Yeah, it was so
Oh, my God.
And then, when he first, meets her and is talking to her, she's like, well, maybe my dad could help you. I'm like, yes.
Get him. Go get your dad.
Get him. He's like, no, we don't need him. I'm like, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
And
Call
then,
for help.
Oh, what did you say, too? They went on the date to go meet the gypsies to get their fortunes told, and she brought her friend.
I was like, oh, good for you. You brought your friend on this
friend.
awkward, creepy date. Like, I was like, why are you going with him in the first place? But at least you brought your friend who got killed right away.
So really,
but
I think what the takeaway from the Wolfman is smart woman.
But also, she ended up being really stupid. I don't know what happened, and all of a sudden she's into this guy. I guess enough force in the movie
she succumbed
her
to
part was written so that she ended up falling in love with him, which made no sense.
I mean, yeah, that was that was pretty thin, but it's
it is what it is. It's an old movie. It was like an hour and 10 minutes long. You get what you get.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. So I would watch it, and I thought it was good prep for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess just to close up my perspective watching it now, it's just I think I agree with you. It's just kind of like an older movie, and as you're an adult and as the times have changed, you view it differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll leave it with that. But yes, as it pertains to Halloween Horror Nights.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mindy, are you excited, expecting certain things? What are your thoughts of the movie as it pertains to what the house might be like?
So I'm still not sure if the house is going to be like room by room by room by room. And I'm just going to assume that that's the case. Like each room is going to be dedicated to a different Universal monster. So in the Wolfman room, I would assume that we're going to be outside in the woods. We're going to get the dirt smells. We're going to have the air sounds and like...
the fog.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe this is where they'll be using some American Werewolf puppets and stuff again.
Yep.
But I actually, while those are amazing, I do hope that they have Wolfman, because he's standing up. Like, he's not on the ground lunging.
Which Mindy's referring to the animatronic props that Universal Horror Nights has had in a few of their houses. The American Werewolf in London house that they repurposed most recently.
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a low to the ground, kind of comes at you.
Yeah, and I could see them reusing that in this, but...
It would make sense.
But I also see them not using that because of the way the Wolfman is structured. Just as a tall, normal person, still man-esque.
Yeah.
So, and then I also...
For now, on his way to transition to a full wolf.
Yeah, if that's what it is. Maybe. And then I also assume that we're going to see his dad, jump out behind a tree with the cane. Just because they like to have characters from the movie that aren't necessarily, scary. So I'd assume that we're going to see the dad and he's going to have the cane. Because you can't not have the cane, since that was the primary weapon throughout the entire thing. And then I feel like you'll see the girl just, screaming at some point.
Yeah, well, and
I think
you might even get that. She might, do turn a corner and it's just a loud scream that might get you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, knowing what I know, that it's not going to be a black and white house.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really, it seems like they're going for the modern take on these classic movies.
Yeah.
You know, so keeping that in mind, I have to kind of reset my expectations.
Sure.
I was really hoping for black and white and they'd be the classics, but it's not going to be the case. So that being said, I do think that you have to, with the Wolfman, have an upright scare actor.
Yeah, I agree.
But, you know, the gypsy in the movie, you know, Bela Lugosi's character was a dog.
Right.
You know, when he was transformed, so they could possibly use that.
Yeah, for
prop
sure.
Again, but yeah, I think I agree. You know, showcasing the cane. I'm curious. Probably is going to be an outside atmosphere type thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine where else they would be.
The castle, but
yeah,
he's not
but
transformed in the castle. It's all the action happens outside.
Right, and the castle would be a lot of detail and extra prop that you don't need to build.
One thing you said that I didn't put together until right now, this being our first install with watching all the movies to prepare for this one house.
Yeah.
Down in Horror Nights, is for Slaughter Cinema.
Mm-hmm. That was a house last year.
And so that was an original house last year where it was a kind of a room by room by room by room by room.
Yeah.
But it was multiple like made up fake B horror movies.
Right.
With a movie poster, and then you walked into the scene.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So.
Yeah, it could be like
they
that.
They could do that.
Yeah.
Like it could be the Wolfman.
That would be cool. I would like to see the classic posters as you're walking in and stuff, because the Blu-ray collection that we have actually has the posters and stuff like in it when you're paging through, and they're very cool. So I think that would be really cool, like awesome to see that. Yeah,
so I just think that might be neat.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a way that they interpret it, or it might just be a very smooth transition, and that might not be that like the stop of Wolfman, Dracula.
Yeah, I really wonder if it's going to be like a mashup or if it's rooms, you know?
Yeah, I imagine they'll have like it be themed for each monster.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to make assumptions though, but I feel like that's...
Well, we don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's right.
We don't know. That's the point, right? That's the fun. We don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any... Oh, the pentagram. That was like a big thing. So, like, the victim was supposed to have a pentagram on their hand. I don't know how they might...
I don't know. Maybe they'll shine
if someone
somewhere.
Screams and holds their hand up to their forehead like, oh, I can't take it. And then you see the pentagram on their hand.
But we're not werewolves. So we wouldn't see that. If they put us in... Yeah, so I think they'll probably just leave that out. Because it's not gonna...
It's a detail that doesn't quite transfer.
Yeah, and it's not really gonna add anything. But yeah, I mean, the werewolf had a pentagram scar, and then they would see the pentagram show up on their next victim's hand. So, I don't know. I don't think that'll show up in the house, but I could be wrong.
Could be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just thought it was like, I was thinking like the high-level details of things that you could pick out of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. Realistically... wouldn't make a lot of sense.
I feel like there will be pentagrams in the house, which is why I said this is a house that I hope is on the Unmasking the Horror tour that we do, because then we're going to find those details that we're not going to see when we normally walk through.
Which, if we haven't explained that before, is going to be the lights on daytime walkthrough.
Yes, of 6 of the 10 houses.
You don't get scared.
Yes.
Yeah. One more thing I don't want to forget is... I was finishing up with the dishes, and Mindy was there waiting for me to be done, and we were watching. The Blu-ray was on, and it was just at the menu screen, and it was on that loop.
Yeah.
And the music that was playing sounded really familiar, and Mindy was like, "Well, this sounds just like the classic Monsters Cafe in Universal Studios, which is where they have scare actor dining, where you can meet some of the scare actors." So.
Oh my God! What if they have the classic monsters this year?
In the Classic Monsters Cafe, because there's a Classic Monsters movie.
That would be awesome.
House. That would be cool.
That would be so cool.
But yes, that music did sound really familiar, because that they definitely play those trailers throughout that restaurant.
Yeah, they have little TVs everywhere with different scenes from movies and stuff. So the music was super familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to at least get that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, was that it? Do you have any thoughts or anything else to say?
I mean, I think I said everything I needed to say. I'm looking forward to watching the next one. I mean, it didn't deter me, so.
You're still in it to finish it?
I'm still,
right.
But I'll probably want to do, like, Invisible Man, or, is that what it's called? Or, The Creature from the Black Lagoon or something. Those, I'm more interested in watching some of those, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll let you know which one we pick.
Oh, also, really quick. I always say really quick, but they only said that thing you said like 3 times. So I just wanted to point that out. But I guess 3 times within an hour and 10 minutes, and it was actually within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
yep. It was a little bit different. So what I said, I think, is from Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, but there is that pop.
Yeah, it's a very similar thing that you said. But yeah, I liked it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again anytime soon, just because it is so cringy. It's from like the social aspect of it,
right? Yeah.
But yeah, watch it if you can. If you're gonna go to horror nights, as prep for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, stay spooky out there, listeners.
Stay spooky.